Gentlemen's Travel Essentials. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you guys what I take for my trips or to my travels with me. And obviously it's gonna be mainly focused on the gentleman side. So a gentleman obviously never travels with the right essentials, and we're gonna talk about these essentials, right? So first of all, obviously the most important thing is, and we have to start with it, a nice wristwatch, right? So I prefer to always have at least one wristwatch with me when I travel the world. Depending on where I travel, I will choose very carefully, because obviously maybe you don't want to go into certain countries with a Rolex where you could risk getting your hand chopped off or into trouble because you're having this timepiece on your wrist. So one of my favorite watches to travel with is actually the Cartier Santos. The Cartier Santos was the very first wristwatch that was created and basically given to a friend of Albert Santos Dumont, which is basically the pilot that got the watch from Mr. Cartier, basically. So it has an insanely rich story. It's a beautiful watch that you can combine with a suit, you can combine with a nice pullover, you can combine basically with every style. This wristwatch will always perfectly fit. And I got the normal version and I got the black version basically of it, because I'm an insane fan of like black outfits, and I like to combine this one with the black one, and for all the other outfits I use the Cartier Santos. The big benefit of the Santos is that you can pop out the wrists and the links, and basically change the straps. And then also it's a watch that most people don't really know, even though it has a very rich history, and people that know about watches will always appreciate someone having this watch on. And actually that's the watch that I get most of the compliments with, if you compare it to, for example, my Rolexes, my Sprite, my Datejust, and my other watches. So I love to have the Cartier Santos. You're pretty safe with it, and it will basically never, at the end of the day, really pop out as much as a Rolex, because Rolex everyone knows, and you would risk in certain countries to get in trouble for that. Then obviously I always have a certain bag with me, which, for example, here is the Goyard bag. That's the newest edition of my Goyard collection. I have a lot of Goyard bags. I'm just a big fan of being organized and having the most important stuff with me, keeping in mind that for me as a gentleman, I travel a lot, so I spend a lot of time with different people in different countries, and sometimes I stay out the whole day and I need like my stuff to be there with me. As an entrepreneur, obviously, I have all the most important tools in here. So I always travel, and some people find that odd, but I always travel with two phones. Obviously, I got my main phone, my iPhone, then I got a second phone. So I switched my second phone from a second iPhone to actually the Samsung Z Fold 5, which can basically fold out, which is an insanely good phone for me to just have, when I want to have the bigger charts in front of me, and as a secondary phone, because I will never leave a country or go somewhere without a second phone if you lose the first one, right? Because if I lose the first one, I don't want to be irritated to find another one, or if my main phone gets stolen. So I always have a second phone with me, right? Also when the battery is empty whatsoever. Then obviously something that I added, and it's always in this bag, right? Something that I always add, and it's pretty similar, is I still have my different glasses over here. Some of them are, so this one is my sunglasses, the other one are my blue light blockers. I got them both from Gatsby, from E-Man Gatsby. They're mostly sold out, but I think the style is insanely nice and you can always wear them to any outfit, and I just like glasses in general. For now I'm wearing the Cartier glasses, but these ones are the sunglasses from Gatsby. Very chill design. And what I like about these sunglasses, that's why I always prefer sunglasses where you see still through the eyes. So for example, if I put them on, you will most likely still see my eyes, right? Which I think is very important, so I can keep them on when I'm on a meeting, because I don't like to have my glasses on where people, or sunglasses where they cannot see through it, right? Or basically they cannot see my eyes. I think it's very unlikable to do this, right? So then we have the blue light blockers, which is basically just the same version, same color, same everything, same design, just as the blue light version, because I'm a lot in front of the computer, and it definitely helps me with that. So we have the Gatsby's over here, which are always with me. Then always a little bit of a smaller notebook, right? I added this into having, in general, a physical notebook with me, so I can write down notes. For the notebook, I chose the Mont Blanc Meisterstück, which is a beautiful pen. It's just first time that I bought two pens. I actually have the blue iceberg version, kind of stylish, with my name engraved, which is basically this here. It's an insane blue, it's mesmerizing, and I have this one with me all the time. And obviously this is just for taking notes or to generally have a pen. And I think every gentleman should have a nice pen. Doesn't have to be a Mont Blanc, can be other ones, but should have it with him, right? So we have the pen and we have the notebook. Then obviously I always have a perfume with me. Currently with me, I have the Tom Ford Ombre Leather, which is one of my most used and favorite perfumes at the end of the day. Always with me, so you smell good, so you can just apply some perfume. Then we have some wet tissues. I'm a big fan of wet tissues. I'm a very hygienic person, and I hate when my hands are dirty or I cannot wash them somewhere. So I will always have some refreshing towels with me. Especially when you sweat, you go to a meeting, before you enter, you can just like quickly apply it, wash yourself, and then you're good. So I have the refreshing towels from Atelier Reboul, which is from Turkey. You can get them in Dubai. They have an insane smell. I tried them out for the very first time in a restaurant and I fell in love, and I directly ordered some of them. Then obviously something that I always say for all the geeks out there is you need an AirTag, right? I always have an AirTag everywhere. This AirTag, I'm very, I never really lose stuff, and it never really happened, or actually never happened that someone robbed anything from me, because I'm very conscious about my stuff. But still, it's better to have an AirTag if you lose something, right? Then we have cigars always, right? You never know when there's time for a cigar. For that, we have the Goyard, same style cigar holder, which holds 2 cigars, so you can open it up. And I have 2 small cigars, like travel cigars, I call them, when I'm in a meeting or somewhere and there comes up the situation where it's a little bit more chill, or we go for dinner, so I always have 2 cigars with me, right? You always want to be prepared, obviously, as a gentleman, and have your cigars ready. Then quick tech stuff, we have the MagSafe from Apple, obviously. Always have a power bank, never leave the house without a power bank. It's a secure kind of way of being ensured that you never run out of battery. We have the AirPods Pro, which has noise cancellation, obviously, which is very important for me. A couple of cables to load the phone, and we have like a mini ring light that you can MagSafe attach to your phone. So basically you just use your phone, you MagSafe it on the phone, and then you are basically good to go. Right now with the case, yeah, it works. So basically just have a ring light. That's for if I have Zoom calls, important calls, and the lighting is very bad where I am. And obviously as professionals, we want to look as good as possible when jumping on Zoom calls and being there, right? Then there's just a smaller bag, which includes all the hygiene articles, which is basically a tissue to clean my glasses. There is some tissues for just in general to clean the glasses. Then there is a toothbrush, a small one, and yeah, just like extra stuff. And always, very important, coffee. So I always have an extra, like I go to a lot of Airbnbs, and actually funny, yesterday we arrived here, we didn't find the coffee, so this one would have saved my ass. But obviously Daniels was quick to order some coffee for us. I have gums, obviously, don't want to smell bad. I don't have problems with headache or anything, but I always have ibuprofen with me. So these are painkillers if I might get a very strong headache, which happens very rarely. So from time to time, once a month, I get like a very strong headache, and then I will take them so I feel better. And then obviously toothbrush and all these kind of stuff, right? So this one is like more the hygiene. Like I use this when I'm on a plane. I use this when I'm on meetings for like, let's say 5 meetings in a row. And I obviously maybe want to brush my teeth, or I want to, at the end of the day, sometimes I even stay in a hotel then randomly where I don't have my fresh stuff with me. So basically I have everything here for a sleepover, right? So I can stay wherever I want to stay. Then obviously there's some more tissues. Again, very big fan of hygiene, and that's very important for me. Then we have something very special, which is the St. Dupont cigar cutter and cigar holder. So you basically can just use it as a cigar cutter and holder for my cigars, and you can just put it as a stand and put your cigar basically on it, right? Now I also have the lighter from St. Dupont or St. Dupont, which currently is in Dubai because it needs to be refilled. There's a special gas that it needs, and you can basically not get the gas because it's sold out. So I actually sent Anita to get me the new gas and to get me a new Cartier lighter, 2 new Cartier lighters, 2 new St. Dupont lighters, which you're gonna love. I'm gonna show you. Then obviously we have cash, dollars and dirham. Always have some cash with you, important. I have my wallet with ID, credit cards, everything. Always have a second backup in my traveling bag, right? Which I will show you too. And that's it, what we have so far in the Goyard bag, right? Now, what else do I have, which I always travel with, is my book of gratitude. This is the TPR version of my community, basically with another Mont Blanc pen, which is also a Meisterstück, so the the same model, just in black and gold, because it perfectly fits the cover of the book. This is my book of gratitude. I take it always with me, and I actually still have to fill it out today, so I will keep it here, where I write down 4 things that I'm grateful for every day, right? Then the newest addition to my travel bag, which I always have with me, even I can put in this bag over here, is the new DJI Pocket, the DJI Osmo 3, which is basically the smartest ever product that I've ever seen in the last, basically I've ever seen in my life, but basically especially in the last couple of years when it comes to videography and photography. This is a very small version of a professional camera that you actually at the end of the day can just pop out, and then you can start to record, right? So I can switch it over so you guys will see Daniel's in the camera, right? So here's Daniel's. You see him on the small display, I mean. And yeah, this is basically just for me to, create content. I can just pop it out, start to record. It follows me automatically. I create a lot of content on that, and it's obviously better for me to have that in my small pocket. Once there's something funny happening, I can pull it out and we can record. I can, when I have good ideas, just record in the car. Sometimes I just drive the car, I hold it, and it will automatically obviously balance out because it's a gimbal function, right? You see the camera is on a gimbal, so it will, at the end of the day, stabilize everything. So this is an insane invention. It costs about 700 euros, and I got it in the creator kit, which is in this whole bag, so I can fit everything in here, which includes a mic and everything else, and it's a ready to film camera, right? So you don't have to do setups or anything, you just flip it out, start to record, it will automatically take care of it. And then the very last thing is obviously I always have my iPad with me. This is the iPad Pro with the keyboard. It's a smaller version, not the large version with the pen. So that's where I can do my Zoom calls and start to work effectively, because I'm not such a big fan of working on the phone. So I always have my iPad with me or my MacBook Air. But right now it's my iPad. So one thing that I obviously, and it would still fit into this bag, right? So if I needed to, I can still put it into this bag and take it with me, which is basically insane, right? So I can like swap out things that I really need if I, for example, go to a meeting or not, and just put all the stuff in here and be ready. One thing that I actually added to my collection just recently are the AirPods Maxes. I'm gonna be very honest, they are nice headphones, but they are not really better than the normal AirPods. So basically they're just very bigger, they are less comfortable, even though they have these beautiful cushions thing over here. So at the end of the day, they are nice, but it's nothing that I would buy again. It's sick, but again, nothing I would buy again. They are very big. They are, if you travel with them, they occupy another hand just to hold them. You can obviously fit them somewhere in luggage, but yeah. I mean, very nice, Apple anyways. I love Apple, but I thought it's gonna help a little bit more with even more noise reduction, right? Because I'm a lot on airplanes. So if I want to sleep on airplanes, especially if you have a lot of turbulence, so I just flew here to Oslo. I was using them for the first time on the plane. Problem was I was in business class trying to sleep, and if you have them on, you cannot sleep on the side, right? Because you cannot basically lie on the side because you have this big fat speaker on your ear. The noise cancellation is sick, but besides that, you can just go with these ones. You can sleep on left, right. I love to use these ones because they always save my ass. Because noise cancellation is important, and when I flew here to Oslo, I actually was in a lot of turbulence for 5 hours, and the plane was shaking and loud all the time, so I couldn't sleep. And with the noise cancellation, it's basically I was just in a bed, everything was quiet. Obviously it was a little bit shaky, but it takes out a lot of the noise, right? So even if you're crying baby, I don't know how people can actually just like fly without AirPods, right? I love the AirPods, they put me in focus mode, they cancel the noise. And yeah guys, that's basically what I'm traveling with. I guess one more, and we extended a little bit. Let me just get also another new addition, what I just got recently from the backpack site, which is the remover, right? So I got this remover bag, which is the XL version, where I basically fit all of my stuff, right? So here I fit my laptop with another Goyard bag. So that's where I fit the laptop in, right? And there's just like glasses and some other stuff and my chargers, but that's where I basically fit all of this. So I put this on my back and I'm ready to travel. And as you can see, it has everything a gentleman, an entrepreneur, and the geek has, right? And I'm definitely a geek because most people, they travel with their phone and with their wallet, but I travel with a lot of stuff. But I definitely also have a life that most people don't have. So I need to be prepared. And one of the most important mantras, one of the most important things for me in life is to be a professional, and to be a professional, I need the gear to be professional, obviously. And I have it here, and I'm ready. If someone has a headache, I have the pill. If someone needs a notebook, I have the notebook, a pen, perfume, refreshing towels, headphones, gear, everything. And obviously, you always want to be juiced up. So that is the gentleman's guide of what you can and maybe should travel with. Actually, I never miss anything. And these are the most important essentials. So with that being said, hopefully you liked the video. Obviously, this all here costs a lot of money. It's also kind of like you can go cheaper, right? You don't need a Goliath bag. This is actually the third version of me, what I have in my travel bag, right, Daniels? Third version. We did one in Vegas, we did another one. When was it, in Dubai maybe? And now one now, right? And so it's in 2 or 3 years. I always like obviously edit stuff, I take out stuff, I upgrade at the end of the day. But I'm always very happy to be prepared and to have these tools with me. So again, there's certain cheaper versions of what you can take. And if I would only have the opportunity to take 3 things, I would definitely take my Hygiene bag, which is very, very important for me. And then I would definitely take the AirPods, which is very, very important for me, obviously. And then I mean my phone, obviously you need to take the phone, but we will say that it's a normal thing that you take anyways with you. I would probably add my iPad, right? I'm just an insane fan of having the opportunity to always work on a more like desktopish kind of bigger screen. That's also why I got the Z Fold phone, which basically gives you like a big screen. I'm a big fan of big screens, especially if I trade or I work more than a couple of minutes on a phone, then I want to have a bigger screen, right? But in quality, in terms of recording everything, obviously Apple and iPhone is still the best. But yeah, that's basically it, guys. So see you in the next one. Let me know in the comments below what you think and which product or which tool, which essentially you like the most, and the one that you will add into your travel bag or into your gentleman's traveling Goliath bag or whatever you have. Let's get it.